Hey, how's it going, man?
Good, good. I have something you might be interested in here.
What do you got?
I have a really old coin.
That is cool, and that is not a coin. This is a Benjamin Franklin terracotta plaque. These were really popular in France back in the late 1700s.
It's a coin to me. I got this to my grandfather's estate. It just was in a really nice, fancy box, and I figured, well, it's got to be worth something. I'm coming down here looking for $10,000. $10,000 is going to buy me a lot of textbooks. I'm a broke college kid. Might even pay for some beer.
Ben Franklin in 1777 goes to France because we need some money. When this guy shows up in France, he's hanging out with French royalty. Everyone wanted to meet this guy. Everyone wanted to be around him. People loved him so much, a company started making these plaques. And they were hanging them on their wall because everyone loved him because he was such a rock star. Ben Franklin is arguably the most loved founding father. But that doesn't mean everything associated with him is collectible. And even though this terracotta medallion is really, really cool, I have no idea what this thing is worth. It's in really, really good shape. I'm assuming it was put in this box later, years down the road, and they glued it to the back, so I don't know if that's gonna be a big deal. How much are you looking to get out of it?
I think it's worth $10,000.
Quite frankly, I have no idea. I've seen one of these before, but it's been over 20 years ago, and to tell you the truth, I can't remember what it was worth back then. But I know that they're worth money. What exactly that money is, I don't know if it's $500 or $10,000. But I do have a buddy who lives and breathes this kind of weird stuff, and he'll know. So if you don't mind hanging out for a little bit, I can get him down here?
I have some time.
Okay, cool, man. I'll be right back.
Let's do it. I'm excited to see what the expert has to say about my piece and shed some light on what the value might be.
Ben Franklin terracotta thingy I remember from like 20 years ago, but I'm not exactly sure what I remember.
This is fantastic. It is a Ben Franklin terracotta medal made by an artist named Jean-Baptiste Nini. It's right from the most important part of the American Revolution in some sense. 1778, he signed the agreement with France, which turned the tide of the war. So it's an incredible historical object. Ben Franklin was quite a celebrity, and he was a natural subject for an object like this, which was intended to be sold to the general public.
What do you think? Does it really hurt the value of the glue on the back of it?
Well, it doesn't actually hurt the value. It's a uniface medallion. What's important is the front of the piece.
Okay. So what do these things go for?
These are not very common, and this one's actually in very good shape. They're worth to a collector $1,500 to $2,000, in that range.
All right.
Yeah.
I thought the thing was worth 10 grand.
They were never worth quite that much, but there was a time that this might have been worth $5,000.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, not a problem. This piece is actually quite rare. If you wanted to go out and buy 20 of them in 6 months, it would be absolutely impossible.
So obviously you're not going to get 10 grand for it.
Make me an offer.
I'll give you $1,200 for it.
No. I'll take 2,000 for it.
No. I'm assuming I'm going to get that for it.
18.
No. $1,200.
18.
All right, well, have a nice day. I mean,
You sure you don't want it?
I don't want it for that. I mean, you have to look at my... I got a business here.
I'll come down. I'll sell it for $1,400 to you right now. Otherwise, I'm leaving with it.
You know what? You got a deal.
All right.
Thanks, man. I'll meet you right over there. I'll have one of my guys grab it. I'll meet you right over there, and we'll do some paperwork.
All right, let's do it. $1,400 I feel is fair. It's going to go towards my student loans. I need some new tires for my truck, too.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
Doing good. What do we got here?
Well, I got a photograph of Orson Welles that I believe is signed by him that you may be interested in.
That is pretty damn cool. And it's from Citizen Kane. It couldn't be a better picture, too, because you have a picture of Orson Welles, and behind Orson Welles is a picture of Orson Welles.
My grandfather passed away. He was a movie buff, and I was going through some of my grandfather's photos and found this photo that was signed by Orson Welles. There's no sentimental value to me. I'm not a big movie buff like my grandfather was.
This is pretty amazing. Have you ever seen the movie?
I have not.
The whole movie was based on William Randolph Hearst, and William Randolph Hearst did not like the movie. It portrayed him as a very bad guy, and it was all about this guy named Kane and his giant house on the hill called Xanadu, and William Randolph Hearst had a giant house called Hearst Castle. Some people still consider it the greatest movie ever made.
I have to go watch it now.
Yeah. Everything Orson Welles did, Citizen Kane was different and innovative. The way he used cameras, the way he used light, the way the script was written, the way the scenes transitioned from one another. It really was an innovative movie. This autograph, it sort of looks like gobbledygook. Yeah, I mean, it's sort of hard to make out the whole Orson Welles out of that. Did you have an idea what you wanted for it?
I was thinking this 5,000.
I mean, if it's real, it's really cool. I mean, because I can't think of something better to have Orson Welles' signature on than basically this photo right here. I think it adds a lot of value because it's signed on this picture as opposed to signed on one of his normal publicity photos or something like that.
Good.
Let me get my buddy down here. He'll take a look at it, and if it is real, we'll talk.
Sounds good. I don't know much about the photo, so I think an expert's great.
Citizen Kane. It's ranked as one of the greatest movies of all time, and I think pretty much everybody knows who Orson Welles is. The guy was a legend. You know, kind of this big, larger-than-life figure. Had this deep baritone voice. We're talking 1941, and he was coming off War of the Worlds, which was a few years before that. And the guy was only, what, 26 years old when he did this film? He had full control, too. And he actually came across as pretty cool.
Okay. So, I mean, obviously why I called you down here is that signature legit?
It's rare to see anything kind of from a movie sign. Usually it's, you know, especially from this period. Usually the stuff is, you know, like a pose shot or a promo shot they would send out. It's rare that you'd see something from a film. So I'm kind of highly skeptical about this one. I do want to look at the ink and just kind of get a feel for what he signed this in. And kind of right away you could see here, this is, you know, basically like a liquid type ink. So it's not a fountain pen. Kind of see how it's kind of bled off through here. So we do have a live pen here. The next thing, pretty familiar with this guy's signature, and he was just very sloppy. And the thing I kind of look for is a rush signature from him. Sometimes connected all the way, sometimes he didn't. And here's a great example. Rush signature, you could see here, where he starts off here and he's just kind of flying through this whole thing.
Okay, so is it real?
Well, based on everything I've seen here, no question, signature's perfect to me. Absolutely looks great on the photo.
So what's it worth, you think?
Well, what I haven't seen is something from Citizen Kane. Based on that, perfect signature, no personalizations, which definitely helps the piece. I could see this easily being worth $2,600, $2,700.
I mean, that's good. That's a fair price. I didn't know what it was worth to start with.
Right.
I didn't even know if that was his signature.
Well, thanks, man.
Thank you, appreciate it. One thing I could say about Citizen Kane, still very popular. Still studied in film school. I mean, people really know this movie. And I think that image, it's so iconic. I think that piece would fly right off the shelves.
So with all that said, what's your best price on this thing?
You know, with the picture being really good and clear and the way the signature flows, can you go 2,200?
Nope. Go 1,200. I mean, I got a business. I mean, I got to frame this thing, everything else. It's really cool, but I got to sell it.
1,800?
I'll tell you what, I'll give you 1,500 bucks, not a penny more.
That's fair, 1,500.
All right, cool, man. We'll go do some paperwork, and maybe you can take a trip to Xanadu or something. I don't know.
Here, Chum, you want to go through these for me?
Dude, you were doing just fine at it.
Yeah, and you're doing nothing.
Check this out, guys. Is this not the coolest thing you have ever seen?
I mean, just off looks, no.
Citizen Kane, signed by Orson Welles.
It's cool. I'm so proud you bought it.
Me too.
You don't see the significance in this?
I mean, you gotta be 90 years old to think that's cool. No one's watched black and white movies for like 60 years.
All right, first off, Citizen Kane was a pretty amazing movie. Orson Welles grows up, becomes fabulously wealthy, and then got jaded, and then he was living alone in his giant house on the hill, which was called Xanadu.
Chum, it's basically about a guy who's driven only by capitalism and ends up alienating himself from all the people that love and care about him. Can you see why he likes it so much?
Really?
Sounds like the movie studios used some rights.
Why don't you go hang it up in your office and go isolate yourself up there? We can call your office Xanadu.
What is that?
Celestial navigation dome for a B-29 Superfortress.
Okay. And where in the world did you get this thing?
It's been in a barn for about 20 years. Rats have chewed on the box, and, you know, it's old and damp in there.
Yeah. Hope it's not dangerous to breathe in the fumes this thing's giving off.
Seriously. I came to the pawn shop to sell my observation dome from a B-29 Superfortress. I refuse to tell these guys how much I paid for it because they'll probably just try to lowball the out of me. This was used by the navigator to do celestial navigation at night. His job was to make sure that plane was right where it was supposed to be on course.
Let me see. Dome. Navigators observing. Type A1B. Data manufacturer 93153. This thing looks really cool. I don't know much about it, but apparently they'd have a navigator looking out of this thing using the sun and stars to navigate while they're in the air. You have to remember, they didn't have GPS back then. This is interesting. I wonder what that's for. I hope that's not what I think it is. Didn't they have the little blast things to bust these things off in an emergency?
So you're saying that might be not stable or what?
I have no idea.
Great.
It's a really cool item. The problem is I don't know nearly enough about it, and I don't even know if the thing's restorable. There's mold on it or whatever this stuff is, and this thing's got to go on a plane. And there's guys out there right now restoring B-29s, and they're looking for these parts. Let me get a buddy in here, and he'll take a look at it, and he'll know a lot more about this thing than both of us combined. All right?
Cool.
All right, thanks.
I run the Clark County Museum and the Aviation Museum at McCarran Airport. Rick just calls me in when he gets some unusual items, and I've looked at a lot of stuff over the years. You've got an Astrodome. These were used on a number of different aircraft. The idea was that if you were doing long-distance flying, especially if you were flying over the ocean, there was no good way to navigate. So you had to use a sextant when you were navigating, just as if you were on a ship. So you had a dome like this on large aircraft, mainly bombers and transports, and you could stand up and actually take readings with your sextant from the stars, and you had a 360-degree view on it. Now, they were used in a number of other ways as well. Most notably, you were maintaining radio silence. You would get up into this, and you would signal to the other planes using a lamp so that the enemy couldn't pick out where you were. So they were an important part of aircraft.
Okay.
So what's your question on it, I guess, at this point?
What is this?
Oh, now that's interesting.
I didn't know if that was like to blow it off or something like that in an emergency.
No, they didn't blow the hatch on on the aircraft. No, this was probably for getting rid of the static electricity that would build up on the exterior of the plane.
Okay. So you think it's usable?
It doesn't look to me like there's any real crazing on it. It looks like the surface is intact. No, this would be fine. If you were restoring a B-50 or a C-97, this would be a wonderful piece to have. You'd need to have it.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Good to meet you.
So do you want to pawn it or sell it?
I'll sell it.
For me, it sounds like it's going to be more trouble than it's worth. And that's my problem at the moment.
Well, just make me an offer, you know.
I mean, like I said, it's
What's it worth to you?
$100.
It's worth more than $100.
It is, but I'm a business guy. I got to pay someone to be on the phone for a few days to sell this thing. You know, I'm going to have hundreds of dollars in labor tied up to maybe get $500 out of it.
And that's why it's just not worth my time.
No, I'll keep it then.
I'm sorry. That's all I can really tell you.
Okay.
All right? Thanks for coming in. I'm sorry we couldn't do business.
I think this thing is so cool. It has a ton of history, and I would have loved to have bought it. But it's one of those items that needs a particular buyer that's doing a very uncommon restoration. So it's not smart business to get tied up in an item like this.
How's it going, man?
Hey, how you doing? I got this old boxing bell I'm looking to sell. It was hand-signed by Sonny Liston.
That is cool.
Let's see how it sounds.
A little hard there.
Oh, okay. That'll get you attention.
I'm coming down to the pawn shop today. I'm trying to sell my autographed Sonny Liston bell. It's in great condition. As soon as you ring it, it sounds just like you're in a match. I'd really like to get around $600 for it, but the minimum we'll take it for is probably $450.
So where'd you get this, man?
Well, my buddy, he owned a gym. It closed down a few years back, and he gave it to me as a gift. I don't really know too much about it. It's an old bell, and you can see on the back here. So it was signed by Sonny Liston.
That is cool. 1970, that's the year he died, too, so he didn't sign very many more after this, I guarantee that. Old boxing bells are just plain cool. I mean, there's something about them that people just love. And this one's signed by Sonny Liston.
Sonny Liston was a great boxer. There was a lot of controversy about him, too.
When he fights Ali flubbed a punch, and this guy is laying on the ground spread eagle like he just got hit in the head with a hammer. So a lot of people say his Ali fights were completely rigged, but you can definitely tell it was a gym bell, because in a real fight, bell gets used one time, that's it. I mean, the thing probably got hit thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of times.
They're so simple, they don't break. I love boxing, and this bell represents all the hard work that goes into being a fighter. It's signed by someone that was once best in the world, and that's neat. What are you trying to do with this, son?
I'm trying to sell it.
Okay, what are you trying to get out of it?
I'm looking to get around $600 for it.
Do you have any paperwork or anything that says Sonny Liston signed it?
Not really. It was just given me as a gift.
Okay. I'd give you probably around $300 for it.
I mean, I'd like at least 5. 'Cause, I mean, I'm almost positive that the signature is real.
I mean, that's the thing, though. Even if it is real, these guys signed stuff till the day they died. I'm more interested in the bell part of it than anything. I'll go up to 4, man, if it helps you out.
I guess I could take 4.
All right, man, let's go do some paperwork real quick.
Thanks.
It's pretty rare that we buy something signed without having any type of verification, but this is different because boxing is huge in Vegas. I can get $600 for this bell as is, but if I can get that signature confirmed as Liston's, I can get even more.
The guys call me in whenever they need signatures examined, and I'm the man for the job. Good to see you. Old man, how are you, sir?
Oh, I'm all right, Drew. I got a headache, so I'm not going to get up today.
That's okay.
Bought this bell the other day. Works and everything.
Damn it, Corey, I told you I had a damn headache.
I still got a business to run up here.
Oh, shut up. Run it a little quieter.
It's signed by Sonny Liston.
Really? Well, you know about the story about Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, and the big fight and everything, right?
Yeah, I heard it was, there's a lot of controversy around it.
A lot of people think that he might have taken a dive.
I mean, he was a 7-1 favorite in the fight.
The whole world was shocked, you know? I mean, he was so much bigger and stronger, older, experienced, but Ali had the speed.
Or did he? You know, that's
the mystery.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
I paid $400 for it. I know I could get at least 6, $800 out of it, maybe. Maybe it could be worth a couple extra $100, the signature.
Sure. If the signature is legitimate, obviously it's going to add to the value, so that's no problem. Let's take a look and see what we have.
Please do.
All right. I was taking a look at the signature. The capital L's similar, and the T is a little similar. One of the things he did consistently was his capital S. It was always usually the same. If you look at it like on contracts and things like that, it's very consistent. In this particular case, it does not appear to be the same type of patterns that we normally see. This is not authentic signature.
So, Drew, you think it's fake?
Yes, it's absolutely fake.
Told you so, Corey.
Oh, yeah?
Damn it, Corey, you're an
Take it easy, Drew.
All right, thanks, guys.
I had a hunch it was too good to be true, but it's still a cool antique bell, and I know we'll make money on it.
Now, this is cool. What year is this?
1973 100-watt Marshall head in the 4x12 cabinet.
All tube?
All tube.
When I was a kid, if you had one of these things, it meant you had reached the point where you were a rock star.
Yep, absolutely. There's nothing like the Marshall sound. All the great guitarists over the years have used them. Hendrix, Clapton, really everybody. So it's always hard to part ways with one. For the amp and the speaker cabinet, I'd like to get $3,500. If I'm able to make a deal today, I'm probably going to spend the money on tickets to see the new Las Vegas hockey team.
You know, forever, you know, just the way electronics were, if you wanted an amplifier, you had to have something with vacuum tubes in it. Basically, the 80s came along, everything started turning electronic. With like an electronic amplifier, it's got to go from analog to digital, then back to analog, and you lose so much. The tube sounded so much better.
Always, yeah.
I mean, these things are cool, and I just love everything about vacuum tubes,
Sure.
about the whole history of them and everything like that. The spacesuit was invented because of vacuum tubes.
Really?
Well, in the 50s, you know, GE was tired of building vacuum tubes, you know, putting the glass over them, evacuating them and everything like that, and then testing them. And if they wanted to tweak it a little bit, they had to build a brand new one tweaked. So one guy came along in the 50s and says, why don't we just build a gigantic vacuum tube where a guy can go in it in a spacesuit, and all the vacuum tubes that we're testing, we don't have to put glass on them or anything. He just messed with them with a soldering gun right on the spot. So when NASA needed a spacesuit, GE came along and says, hey, we already got one. So how much are you looking to get out of it?
I was thinking about $3,500 for the half stack.
Do you mind if I have someone check it out?
Not at all.
Okay, I'll be right back. I got a buddy who'll know everything.
Okay. I think it'll be great to have an expert come in and take a look at it, especially with these older Marshall heads. I think it has all original tubes in there, but I just don't know.
Certified rock star stuff?
Yep, sure is. Some Marshall, man. You don't get any more rock and roll than this. 72 or 73?
73.
Very cool. 100-watt super lead. It's the sound that made 60s rock loud.
I mean, did they still make a true vacuum tube amp?
Yeah, I mean, most of the tubes now are made in China or Russia. Nobody really makes them here. But modern guitar amplifiers, any of the good ones, are all still tube-powered. It's what makes a good guitar amplifier a good guitar amplifier.
Okay. So what do you think it's worth?
I'm gonna have to, you know, power it up and stuff and make sure it works. Now, let's plug it in and see what happens here.
Turn it up to 11.
Yeah. In a few minutes, you'll see why I can't hear anything.
Okay.
Works. It's still got a lot of power, too, man. That's the magic of a Marshall, man. It's just pure volume. And this one sounds really good. It's a good sounding amp.
All right, so what's this thing worth?
And transformers, tubes, and everything pretty much seem original in this amplifier. You're probably looking at close to $3,000 for the setup.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks, man.
Not a problem.
Thank you.
Let me check it out. I'm gonna turn it off here so we don't catch anything on fire. It's a 100-watt super lead. That's the amp that everybody wants to see. I mean, if Rick doesn't buy this one, I'm gonna follow the guy out in the parking lot and I'm gonna buy it. It's a great sounding amplifier.
I mean, so what's your best price on it, man?
Well, if it's worth about $3,000, say $2,800.
No, because I don't make no money that way. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $2,000 for it, though.
You heard what the experts said about how great it sounds.
Because if it didn't sound great, it would be less.
Well, how about $2,500?
No, I mean, I'll go $2,100. I mean, you have to, I got a business here to run. You know, in the mix, I don't make a whole lot of money.
Can you do a little more, $2,200?
All right, you got a deal, dude. I'll give you $2,200.
Great.
Cruise up front, and we'll do some paperwork.
Alrighty.
You know, vacuum tubes are like the holy grail of nerd stuff.